Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, May 28. Polygraph examiners within Jamaica's security forces are sharpening their skills at a 5-day training session for officers in Jamaica and selected Caribbean countries. Training is being conducted by the Canadian Association of Police Polygraphists and ends on May 31. It's being led by the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, MOCA. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says the conference will advance the efficiency of the country's 29 polygraphists.
Security is our first business as a government, and we have to invest in it to ensure we build the kind of police and military operation that is effective in protecting the integrity of our government.
Minister Chang was delivering the main address at the opening session on Monday. He revealed that 1,147 tests using the iDetect technology were done for mass screening of recruits to the JCF and the Department of Correctional Services as part of the integrity screening protocols.
The increased capacity within the security sector has allowed us to expand our vetting services, and this is of particular importance to civil service, which hopefully will help to ensure that only persons of the highest integrity will have opportunity to serve in some of our most sensitive posts within the civil service.
The Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, is reporting a 15.2% increase in credit to private sector businesses and households by commercial and merchant banks, as well as building societies. This is for the financial year ending March 2019 and reflects a 1.4% increase over the 2018 period. The figures were announced by the BOJ's Governor Brian Winter at the bank's quarterly briefing recently. While acknowledging that the growth in private sector credit is very encouraging, Mr. Winter says it's still not fast enough.
Based on our estimates of the capacity of the Jamaican economy for growth, faster growth is possible without causing inflation to rise above the inflation target.
The central bank governor says over $12 billion will be added to the financial system as a result of the lowering of deposit-taking institutions' cash reserve requirements by 2 percentage points. This reduction takes effect on June 3 and follows a 3% lowering in March.
This second reduction in the cash reserve requirement will increase liquidity in the financial system by a further $12.3 billion, thereby supporting the provision of more credit to businesses and households at lower rates and on better terms.
Jamaicans are set to benefit from a new pilot program being introduced in Canada for non-seasonal agricultural workers, particularly in the meat and butcher industries. This is being implemented in rural parts of Canada to spread the benefits of immigration to the regions and to retain skilled laborers. Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship for Canada, Ahmed Hussein, tells JIS News that discussions will be held with local government officials on the integration.
That industry in Canada particularly is facing a 12% shortage of workers. And so that's a severe need at a time when we would like to increase our exports of meat to the world. So the non-seasonal agricultural and agri-food and meat cutting and butcher pilot program will help address some of those gaps.
Last week, 100 Jamaicans left the island for Canada to take up employment under the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program, SAWP. Minister Hussein says the program has benefited both countries.
The workers that participate in it, a large number of them are returning workers year in, year out. So it shows that they enjoy the work, they benefit from it, they're able to help themselves, their families and their communities, and we benefit from that help that enables our farmers to harvest their crops and do the things that they need to do to succeed.
Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries Audley Shaw is reiterating the call for more emphasis to be placed on productivity and human development by both the public and private sectors. This, he says, will stimulate growth in the economy. According to Minister Shaw, production must keep pace with the growth that's taking place in employment.
A key pillar in our transformation and the solution to our low productivity output must be the correct matching of skill sets and talents within our organizations, as well as the strategic and prioritized training and workers for key sectors.
Minister Shaw was speaking at the recent staging of the Organization Development Transformation Conference program. Data from the Jamaica Productivity Center reveals a 1.4% increase in the productivity index for 2018. The upward movement broke the declining trend, which proceeded from 2013 to 2017. A minimum benefit of $200,000 per year is among a raft of measures outlined in the Tourism Workers' Pension Bill that's currently being debated in Parliament. The Tourism Ministry is providing $1 billion to start the pension fund, which will allow qualified workers who have met the vested 5-year period to benefit once the bill is passed. Details of the proposed Tourism Workers' Pension Bill were announced recently in Parliament by Portfolio Minister Edmund Bartlett.
The plan will cover all workers aged 18 to 59 years in the tourism sector. This plan, Mr. Speaker, embraces everyone in the sector, whether he or she be red cap, front desk manager, craft trader, housekeeper, raftsman, or any other category of worker in the industry, including, as I said, those who are self-employed.
The pension scheme requires mandatory contributions by workers and employers in the industry. For the first 2 years, the contribution would be 3% of gross salary, to be matched by the employer, and 5% thereafter. The Financial Services Commission will be responsible for regulatory oversight of this scheme. And finally, Grade 4 students across the island will sit the first official Primary Exit Profile PEP Grade 4 Performance Task Test on May 30 and 31. In a release, Acting Chief Education Officer Winnie Berry says sample questions are available on the Ministry's official PEP website, pep.moey.gov.jm. Mrs. Berry says the website will give educators and parents access to sample practice questions, which are used to assess students' literacy and numeracy competence. She says the Education Ministry continues to support Grade 4 students and teachers as they prepare for the upcoming performance task. PEP is being administered over 3 years, with students sitting exams in grades 4, 5, and 6. Grade 6 students previously sat their ability test on February 26 and their performance task exams on March 27 and 28. Grade 5 students will sit the first PEP Grade 5 performance task test on June 18. And that's it for JI's News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.